In a potentially worrisome sign for the newly signed peace deal, Israel has opted not to reopen a key passage for supplying aid to civilians in Gaza. Israeli officials say they are keeping the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt closed because Hamas has not yet returned the bodies of all the dead hostages in its midst. Kate Phillips-Barrasso joins me now here at the family table. She is Vice President of Global Policy and Advocacy for Mercy Corps, which provides aid for civilians in Gaza and elsewhere. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Based on what you know, and I know it's hard to know in totality, what's the situation in Gaza? Are relief trucks coming in greater numbers? And is that giving some slender glimpses of hope?
Yes, there is a glimpse of hope in that we've seen significantly more movement since the agreement was signed. We saw something like 800 trucks come in on Sunday, similar numbers on Monday. So it goes to show where there is a will, there is a way, and that these trucks can come in. And this, would remind your viewers, is from almost zero since March. We had a ceasefire before that collapsed on March 2nd, and after that, there was nearly a total blockade on both commercial and humanitarian traffic coming into the Strip. So where these barriers can be brought down, there is a way to get assistance in, but obviously that needs to continue day after day, week after week, month after month, until we address these gargantuan humanitarian needs that have formed over the past 2 years.
How important is that Rafah border crossing?
Rafah is essential. As you likely know, everything that goes into Gaza has to come from the outside. And so every border crossing counts, and Rafah was a key one in the humanitarian response up again until the ceasefire collapsed on March 2nd of this year. So it's hard to imagine humanitarian response at a scale that's needed without that crossing open. And again, not even just humanitarian assistance coming in, but commercial traffic, which has been absolutely essential to keeping people alive, and also for equipment to come in to clean up rubble, for workers to come in to relieve other humanitarian workers on duty and bring in expertise that's going to be critical to repairing critical infrastructure like water and electricity lines that are essential to getting life going in the Gaza Strip once again.
As best you can, describe the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
It's almost indescribable. I have been working for 20 years in this field, and I've seen nothing like this. It's 2.1 million people in Gaza, and numbers came out in August of this year showing, and we believe these numbers are conservative, that a quarter of them, that's 500,000 people, were in Category 5 catastrophic hunger, which basically means that they're starving to death. So as of August, a quarter of the population was starving, and we believe that that has deepened since then. These are a lot of people who are incredibly vulnerable, particularly elderly people and children, and we believe something like 132,000 children are already deeply malnourished. Something like 500 people have died of starvation already. So time is of the essence, not only in getting food in, but even in getting in therapeutic feeding supplies for these children to be able to turn around.
Just to get some caloric intake before they can even start having real food again.
Exactly, and that's the thing is once hunger sets in, it's not even enough to simply bring in food. The body often succumbs to infections because you're drinking unclean water or living in unsanitary conditions like all of the 2 million people in Gaza are living in because they haven't had access to sanitation services. So just a small infection to a child that's malnourished may lead them to actually die of a very preventable illness or disease. And they need specialized and intensive medical care to get them back up to the point, like you said, where they can eat normal food. So this isn't simply about getting trucks over the border with food, but about providing specialized medical services to hundreds of thousands of people who have not received them for 2 years.
What about access to water and basic medical supplies?
And this is part of what goes in on the trucks. For example, Mercy Corps, the organization that I work for, has had something like 1,300 pallets of hygiene, food supplies, and shelter kits waiting at the border. That's 73 truckloads codes. Since March 2nd, we haven't had a single item go in. All of our access has been denied. Some organizations have been able to get in a bit of medical supplies, but we are talking about entire hospitals needing to be restocked. Most of them have been operating without electricity, without anesthesia, and have simply run out of everything. So it's really hard to say right now what is most essential when everything is needed: food, shelter materials, hygiene materials, medical supplies. And I would note, here we are in mid-October, the winter is coming. Right. Almost everyone in Gaza is living in the rough, many of them displaced multiple times and having lost coping capacity along the way. So we are in a race against time here to make sure that we don't see significantly more deaths.
Basic supplies, exposure, cold, all of that beginning to conspire against them.
Exactly.
Kate Phillips-Barrasso, it's a conversation we will continue having because this will not end as things develop, we hope for, in a promising way with phase 2 of the peace plan. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.